You are watching The Whale Flow, where we look past the noise and study the structure that drives the market. In this episode, we arrive at the place where technology finally meets humanity, the application layer. The surface of blockchain where ordinary people interact, create, trade, and live inside the digital economy. If the base layers of blockchain are the land and infrastructure of a digital civilization, the application layer is its cities, the places where value circulates. Where people work, play, and build culture. It is here that the abstract idea of decentralization becomes something real and tangible. The average person doesn't see consensus algorithms or roll-ups. They see wallets, tokens, NFTs, and trading apps. This is the part of crypto that touches real life. Every bull run, every wave of adoption, begins at this layer. When new people enter the market, they don't start by reading white papers about Layer 1 security. They start by opening a wallet, minting an NFT, or earning yield in DeFi. What they experience on this layer determines whether they stay or leave. That is why the application layer is not just the most visible part of blockchain, it is its pulse. To understand how it works, imagine the blockchain as a vertical stack. At the bottom, the infrastructure guarantees trust. In the middle, middleware connects the data. And on top, the application layer translates all of that complexity into simple human actions. When you click a button to swap tokens, somewhere deep below that click, a smart contract executes code. An oracle delivers a price feed. And miners or validators confirm the transaction. You never see any of it. All you see is the interface. That simplicity is the product of thousands of hours of engineering. The major verticals of the application layer can be grouped into four main categories: DeFi, NFT, GameFi, and SocialFi. DeFi, or decentralized finance, allows people to lend, borrow, and trade without banks. NFT introduces digital ownership, art, collectibles, and identity represented as unique assets. GameFi merges gaming with financial incentives, creating worlds where players earn value while they play. And SocialFi takes it one step further, turning attention and influence into measurable, tradable assets. Each of these sectors attracts different audiences, but together they form the user-facing economy of Web3. What makes the application layer so powerful is that it transforms complex systems into emotional experiences. DeFi feels like empowerment, money without permission. NFT feels like creativity, ownership of art and identity. GameFi feels like fun, the blend of play and profit. SocialFi feels like recognition, turning influence into value. This emotional connection is what drives adoption. Technology alone doesn't create markets. Feelings do. When people feel ownership, they participate. When they participate, ecosystems grow. However, this layer is also where the greatest volatility appears. Because it is closest to users, it is also closest to speculation. When excitement builds, the application layer overheats first. Token prices soar, new trends appear every week, and liquidity floods into every corner. Then, when the cycle turns, this is where the collapse starts. But even in those downturns, the strongest ideas survive, the ones that provide real utility or lasting cultural meaning. If we look back at history, every cycle in crypto has been defined by a breakthrough at the application layer. The DeFi summer of 2020 proved that open finance could compete with banks. The NFT boom of 2021 proved that digital assets could have identity and emotion. The emerging GameFi and SocialFi movements are proving that social interaction itself can be tokenized. Each phase pushes blockchain closer to mainstream reality, because each one connects a new human instinct, the desire to earn, to own, to play, and to belong. But to reach the next stage, the application layer must evolve beyond speculation. It has to become invisible. The most successful Web3 apps in the future will not call themselves crypto. They will simply be better versions of what people already use: payment systems, marketplaces, games, and social networks, all powered quietly by blockchain beneath the surface. The user will no longer think about gas fees or private keys. They'll just experience security, ownership, and freedom as part of daily life. That is when mass adoption will truly happen. We are already seeing hints of that transition. New wallets are integrating biometric authentication and social recovery so that users don't lose access to their funds. Cross-chain apps allow users to move assets between networks without even knowing which chain they're on. Stablecoins are making crypto useful for everyday transactions. And decentralized identity protocols are creating portable reputations that follow users across platforms. Slowly, the technical layer is disappearing behind the human interface, exactly as it should. For investors and builders, this shift carries a clear message: real adoption follows usability. The projects that focus on solving real user problems, faster payments, ownership of content, fairer monetization for creators, will lead the next bull market. Those that only chase temporary trends will fade as quickly as they appear. In every cycle, the market rewards what people actually use. The application layer is also where narrative meets liquidity. Every time a new idea catches attention, yield farming, profile picture NFTs, move to earn, or social tokens, capital rushes to test it. Some ideas collapse within months, but each one leaves behind something valuable: data, users, and new design patterns. These fragments become the foundation for the next generation of projects. Innovation here is messy but cumulative. And as blockchain becomes more modular, the relationship between the application layer and the underlying infrastructure grows stronger. Apps no longer belong to one chain, they can exist across many. DeFi protocols deploy on multiple layer 2s. NFT marketplaces span several ecosystems. Games use sidechains optimized for performance. The future will not be one blockchain dominating all applications. It will be many blockchains connected through shared middleware, serving one unified economy of users. From a strategic point of view, the application layer is the battlefield of attention. Every project is competing for the same scarce resource: time and trust. The winners are those that design for human behavior, not just for code. They understand that adoption is not a technical problem, it's a psychological one. People adopt what they understand, what feels simple, and what gives them value quickly. The role of good design and clear communication cannot be overstated. In the end, the application layer is where blockchain meets the human story. It is where technology stops being theory and starts being lived experience. Every transaction, every trade, every collectible, every message on a decentralized network, they are all small pieces of a new digital society forming in real time. Most people will never study the layers below. They don't need to. What matters is that those layers exist, working silently beneath the surface. While the visible layer, the application layer, turns code into culture. When you look at this layer from above, you begin to understand the rhythm of the market itself. The infrastructure breathes slowly, the middleware flows constantly, but the application layer beats like a heart, expanding and contracting with emotion, speculation, and innovation. It's chaotic, it's risky, but it's also the place where progress happens first. This is the whale flow, where we study how technology becomes experience, where logic meets emotion, and where those who understand the surface, and the layers beneath it, can see not just how the market moves, but how the future will be built, one application at a time.